Nagaland Pradesh Congress Committee bra aji Congress Bhavan Kohima de Mgnrega Act hatabole propose kuria khilaf protest kurise. Program the NPCC President or Member of Parliament Lok Sabha S. Supangmaran Jamir or MP Saptagiri Sankar Ulaka bra Mgnrega do Kinaga rural livelihood ke security de or itu act lage importance upor kotha kurise. Congress kuise itu protest campaign do state te pura jaga de thakibo.
In charge of Nagaland and Chairman of Parliamentary Standing Council Committee for Rural Development and Panchayati Raj, Honorable MP Sri Supangmaran and PCC President Nagaland, Sri Apok Jamir, Working President MPCC, MPCC office bearers, ESC members, BCC office bearers of Kohima, Randall organization, sales departments, media fraternity, ladies and gentlemen.
Respected our working president, Sri Apok Jamir, our honorable MB, who is the chairman of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on RT and Panchayat Raj, also in charge of Nagaland State, all the BCC officials, BCC members, DCC president, PAC members, core committee members, the frontal chiefs, and respected chairmen of sales and frontals. I'd like to thank the special our media fraternity. Even we have given in a very short information, but you all are here. On behalf of the MDC, we would like to convey the Happy New Year to all of you. Today is a very important day. And why we all are here along with our honorable MP? Because we want to keep and preserve the rights of the grassroots peoples. Congress always stands for the poor people, for the upliftment of the poor people, for the upliftment of the native people. This Mgnrega is introduced in 2005 during the Manmohan Singh Prime Ministers and Sonia Gandhi, and accordingly till now we are getting the avenues out of these current schemes. Last in the parliament led by our honorable member of the leader of the opposition and all our members, and especially our chairman, who is the Parliamentary Standing Committee on the RT and Panchayat Raj. We all have tried our level best and the parliament voicing against not to change this Mgnrega. But the government has forcefully, they have enacted the amendments, this act, Now, Congress stand is very clear that until unless it roll back to the original Mgnrega, will fight and will voice for the people of the needy persons. We are so happy. In fact, today we are happy that the BGB, yesterday they had a press conference. They also has acknowledged this scheme. Because of this Mgnrega, how our state, how needy people have been got the privilege and upgraded. They have agreed, and he also has agreed that as per the 2011 census, 68.8% populations are from the rural areas, from the villages. And because of this security of this rural area of development, because of this Mgnrega, and since 2005, that after introducing of this scheme, they have assisted from 2012 to 2013. The property line in the country was 27.1%. But the last 2022 and 2023, when it was assisted, the poverty line went down to 5.7%. So they agreed that, and they also appreciated these schemes, that people has benefited. Now, what makes them change of their mind? They are saying that now people have been developed. We have to look forward in the other dimensions. That is one aspect they have totally agreed, which the merit of the schemes. Now again, their members, the ruling government, also has contradicted their statement, saying that this Mgnrega has been misused by the government. And since 2012-13, BGP government has been heading, and they said that as per that financial year of 2024-25, only 7.6 were availed for this 100 days, this 100 days schemes. Only 7.6. Where is, and they said 93.4 they were deprived from this right. But on the other side, they said the property line has been come down to the 5 point something because of this project. It is contradicting their statements also. Now, as per the accounted misappropriations of their government since 2012-13 and up to date, the BGB misappropriated scheme, accounted misappropriations is, they have pointed out that 193 point something crores. Now, the BGP has contradicted about this Mgnrega. They are totally confused, and they wanted to misrepresent And they wanted to convince our people that from 100 days to it has enhanced to 125 days. And they are saying that this project, the new schemes, will start from the village level and the district, then state. Afterwards, they will forward to the state government. The 100 days schemes was purely centrally sponsored schemes because the wages was 100% centrally sponsored schemes. And now by changing, it has become the budgeting project only. So they are trying to make a confuse this project, but whereas Congress is very clear that we'll fight for our own old schemes which was introduced by Manmohan Singh and the Sonia Gandhi ji, and which is benefited as cited by the BJP party, that it was out of 68.8 populations, and out of the 27.1% property lines, it has reduced to 5.7 out of this current schemes when assisted in the year 2022 to 23. So Congress will stand for the benefit of the people, and today our honorable MB is here, the chairman, who is the national chairman, the Parliamentary Standing Committee for the Rural Development and the Panchayat Raj. He will explain to us.
Today the press meet is basically to highlight about Mgnrega Act. In the last Parliament session, you must have seen that how the government, they brought in an act, V.V. Gramji Act, bill, which is now an act. And there was no mention about it, no discussion about it. Suddenly one day, as member of Lok Sabha, when we go to the Parliament, this bill was introduced. We opposed the introduction of the bill, and immediately the other day, they had a discussion on the bill and they passed the bill, bulldozed the bill in the Parliament. We didn't understand what was the hurry about it, but as the Chairperson of Standing Committee, we've been seeing how PM Modi led government for the last 11 years. They've been trying to kill the Mgnrega scheme. If you remember, it was PM Modi who had mentioned in the floor of the House that he will never end Mgnrega scheme because he wanted to tell people like how bad a scheme can be, and he wanted to remind people that this is how a bad scheme will look like, but he will still keep it alive. But unfortunately for PM Modi, during the COVID crisis, it was the Mgnrega scheme which acted as a shock absorber in the rural areas. It was Mgnrega scheme which prevented the distress migration. It was Mgnrega scheme where lakhs and lakhs of people went back to their home. You must be knowing by road, by rain and all. It was Mgnrega scheme which saved the dignity of women, saved the dignity of the poor people, helped them feed, helped them earn respect, helped them earn their livelihood. And Mgnrega scheme, since it was launched by UPA, around 180 crore man-days of work have been generated so far. All the reports, including the CAG report and all, saying it has been one of the most effective schemes. But this government, they have been trying to kill the scheme by not giving the wages, by not giving the material cost. Even in Nagaland, for example, around 103 crores of material cost is still pending in the central government for the last 9 months. And this is a double engine government of NDPP and BJP. 103 crores from Mgnrega material has not been paid so far, and around 30 lakhs or some amount of money for the wages is not being paid for the last 1 year. What is our CM doing? Double engine government. And you must be very shocked to know that one of the lowest wage rate in the country is of Nagaland, 241 rupees per day. For the last 11 years, this government has not been increasing the wages. They've been delaying the payments. They've been underfunding the project. Even after inflation, after the COVID crisis, when they know Mgnrega is one of the most important scheme, they've been underfunding the project. If they allocate 80,000 crore as budget, 27% of this money goes into paying pending liabilities. They tried to curb the scheme by capping the demand. Mgnrega scheme is a right-pay scheme which says that any person in rural area, if he asks for work, the government is bound to pay. It's linked to Article 21, right to livelihood. The government is bound to give him work, and if in case in 15 days the government can't provide him job in rural areas, he will get unemployment allowance. This is a right. Any person in any village, he says that I want a job, I don't have a job, he goes and applies for a job, he goes and applies for livelihood, he is bound to get it, and he will get wage also, the minimum wage. And the Gram Sabhas, the village council for Nagaland, for example, they decide on the kind of work that is going to be done. They decide on the kind of work that needs to be done in a village or a village council in the blocks, and then the work is provided to the particular person. Yesterday we went to Gonama, and I've seen the steps and the water tank. Lot of work has been done by Mgnrega, and this is done by the people, the village council, the individual workers in the particular village. All this will be gone with a new act. What the government is trying to do, that they are not making the right to work as a legal guarantee. They're making this as a centrally sponsored scheme. Previously the government of India used to provide 100% of the wages, so that if anyone can demand work, the state would happily give them work, because the money is coming from the government of India. Now, they said no, 60% will be given by the central government, 40% by the state government. For hill areas, 90-10. But are the states financially sound enough to support the project? Once the responsibility is coming to the state might deny it, so no longer is a legal right. And in the previous act, Mgnrega Act, anybody can demand a work. Now Narendra Modi will decide which state will get this particular scheme, which district will get this particular scheme, which block will get this particular scheme, which village council will get this particular scheme. It's at the discretion of the central government now. So from bottom up, it's come to top down approach completely. Mgnrega used to give work throughout the year. In this particular scheme, BB Gramji scheme, now for 2 months during the harvest season, you can't demand any work. So it's no longer a legal guarantee anymore. And your wages, this was defined by the act that you will get minimum, like in Nagaland you have 241, UP you have 257, Bihar you have 300 rupees, Kerala you have 400 rupees, and the state government used to top up this wage. Now it's arbitrarily decided, like the wage will be given by the central government, and they can decide. They will say 100 rupees, like we've been to the IDP camps in Manipur, they used to get 80 rupees per day. They can decide, the government can decide, and it's on the whims and fancy of the government to decide on the wage rate. And this is an attack on our Gram Panchayats, it's an attack on the 3-tier Panchayat Raj system, 73rd, 74th Amendment. It's an attack on the people, it's an attack on the rural livelihood. And this all things is nothing but an attempt by this government to ensure that the scheme fails. Mgnrega was a lifeline of the rural economy. Everyone acknowledges it. Even the CAG reports, the government report, during COVID time also you have seen that they have brought a VB Gramji bill and act which unceremoniously not only renamed Mahatma Gandhi, they renamed the father of the nation, the scheme name, and his ideas, his idea of Gram Swaraj, his idea of village first, everything has been shattered by this particular bill which they have brought in the parliament. undemocratically. We, as a Congress party, we had a CWC meeting on 27th December 2025, and we have decided unanimously that we will protest against this draconian bill. We have a 45-day protest which starts from today. Effectively, I'm kicking off the protest from Nagaland. We have done it in Manipur, we'll do it in Sikkim and Tripura as well, throughout the country. We're kicking off the protest today, and we'll ensure that for the next 45 days, we'll, through sustained pressure and protest, peaceful demonstrations and big rallies, we'll ensure that the government repeals this draconian V.V. Gramji Act, just like they did with the Farmers' Law Bill, which they had to forcefully withdraw when there were the farmers that protested, but unfortunately 650 lives were lost during the farmers' protest. We have the PCC level preparatory meeting today. On 10th of January, we will have the district level press conferences. In all the districts in Nagaland and throughout the country, we'll have district level press conferences. From 11th January 2026, we'll have a symbolic protest, one-day fast protest in front of the Mahatma Gandhi statue or Dr. Ambedkar statue. In some public places, we'll sit in protest. 12th January to 29th January 2026, we'll have panchayat level outreach programs where we'll go to each and every panchayats. The letters from our Honorable Congress President Sri Rahul Gandhi ji and Sri Rahul Gandhi ji, Sri Honorable Congress President Kharge ji and Honorable ex-President Sri Rahul Gandhi ji will be given to all the Gram Sevaks, the NRGA, Rozgar Sevaks, the Gram Pradhans, the village council leaders. We'll hand over the letter explaining them exactly what this government has been trying to do. Post that, also our leader Srimati Sonia Gandhi ji, who was instrumental along with Dr. Manmohan Singh ji in coming up with this initial act with the UPA One government. We'll have a video message from Srimati Sonia Gandhi ji, which we'll be distributing to all the villages, all the Mgnrega workers, all the Gram Pradhans, and explaining what exactly this particular bill is going to do. From 31st January to 6th February 2026, we'll have district level Mgnrega Bachao Dharnas, where we'll give a memorandum to the district collectors in all the various districts. 7th February to 15th February 2026, we'll have Vidhan Sabha level Gheraus. The people from all over the state will be mobilized to the state capital, and we will be doing the Vidhan Sabha level Gheraus. Post that, 16th February to 25th February, we'll have 4 big zonal rallies throughout the country. In 4 zones, we'll have east one rally, north, south and west one big rallies we'll be having. And then we'll be providing our demands, explaining exactly what is happening. In the parliament, we've been fighting against this draconian bill, and we'll continue to do so also at the grassroots level and with the people. We are inviting and we are extending our wish to invite everyone, all the civil society organizations, all the youth organizations, all the NGOs to come and support us, ensure that Mgnrega, which has been the lifeline of the rural economy, lifeline of the poor, this act is not finished off. So we would appeal to all the civil society leaders as well to come and join our program. So this is on a high level, this is what the outlook of the protest is. And I'd like to thank you all for coming here and covering this particular program. And we hope that with the protest, the government will be forced to withdraw the act. Thank you so much.